Uh, can you just let's start with the first question. Do you know what is the event loop in JavaScript?
Yeah, like event loop basically, uh, JavaScript is a single thread. JavaScript run on single thread, and in like event loop, we have a like call stack in which operations. In which operation get executed, and there is a queue. So in queue basically maintain the queue of operations, like which operation will go into the all stack. So it is responsible for maintaining the JavaScript operation, and and JavaScript means run the synchronous code, and whenever it find any synchronous logic, then it will put into a different stack that is called browser API. So until event loop finish this synchronous code, the asynchronous task will not get executed. So once the stack is empty, so then the asynchronous stuff will get executed. So this event loop basically facilitate all these things behind the scene. So
What are
you,
the what are the
yeah,
different task queues is involved as part of this event loop?
different tasks,
Task queues? You know task
different.
queues.
Sorry.
You know different task queues, right?
Yeah, maintaining queue and maintaining a stack in which JavaScript, in which JavaScript execute code. Then there will be a browser API stack, which is which is responsible for maintaining the asynchronous code. So there are different involved uh, this stack.
Let's say divide that question into synchronous and asynchronous calls. Okay, the
Yeah.
synchronous call generally where it stay, and those
So
asynchronous
synchron, yeah, yeah, yeah. So synchronous operation basically execute in the stack, like all stack. There is all stack, uh, in which is synchronous of, in which synchronous code will get executed, and there will be a browser API stack in which our asynchronous code will get executed.
where sorry, I didn't get that last one. Where the asynchronous call get executed?
I mean, it's not executed. I mean, it will basically put into a different stack that is called browser API. So once the call stack is get empty, then our like asynchronous code will get execute. So this entire process is basically facilitated by event loop basically.
Okay, okay. Let's say I have line number one. I have four lines of code. Okay, line number one where I do have a I'm doing a consoling out console log. Okay,
Yeah.
one for example. Second one I'm doing a timeout where
Mm.
I'm on timeout. I'm just printing a console log two. Okay. Next one I have a normal console log three. Okay. First one
Mm.
normal console log. Second one timeout. Inside that I'm doing
Mm.
a logging.
Mm.
Third one is again a console log. Fourth one I have a promise where on success I'm just printing four. Okay. One, two, three, four. You got it right. First
Okay,
console log one. Second
and the
timeout.
last and the last one is in promise, right, you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
So if I execute that function, how it works?
so like promise, like how it is promise, like it is as it are you using resolve then or it simply resolve means
You can go
from
for a simply resolve, for example. Let's make it
Okay.
simple.
Okay. Okay. So, like as I said, like the first console log is a normal console log. So it will put into an stack, like all stack, or you can say that
Can you just
normal stack.
to make it shorter? Can you just tell me how it will print? What and all it will print?
Okay.
I
Okay.
have
So the second one is it is hit timeout, and the third one is the normal one, right? And the fourth
yes.
one it is promise. So the output will be like 1 3 1 3, then 4 and 2, 4 and 2. Uh, yeah.
Okay. So why 4 2?
So for because set timeout is also asynchronous and promise is also asynchronous, but here basically promise get prioritized basically. So it will execute first that promise one, then set timeout. So if you get two different asynchronous, then it will decide like then promise will basically execute based on the priority actually. Uh,
So promise has
uh,
the high priority you're telling always over the timeout.
Set timer, yes.
Okay. Fine. Let's move on. Okay. Uh, Next question. Uh, can you please share your screen?
Mm, yes.
Can you open an editor?
Yes.
You know what is a prototype is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what is a prototype?
So prototype is something like we can add methods or functions uh, on the existing object basically. Uh, it is for adding the property additional. Uh, that is for what purpose prototype is used.
So only property we can add, or we can add anything else. Can you please write me a polyfill for bind,
Sorry,
or can you write me a polyfill for bind? You know bind function, right?
you bind I know. Uh,
Polyfill, you know.
Polyfill I have heard the term, but
Okay. Okay. Let's forget about it. Uh, can you let's say you know string, right? What are the inbuilt methods are there?
uh, it's like a string is, I mean, we can use this split method. We can use for a string if you wanted, and there is a toString method is there.
Can you were telling that there is a split method is there, two string method is there, right? You these two are there, or some other also there.
Yeah,
So
match is also there. I mean,
fine. So can you just add me? Can you? I just want one more method need to be added called get last four digit. Get last four character. Okay. So if I'll give you ABC, you should send me that there is no sufficient character available. If I'll put A, B, C, D, E, so it should give me B, C, D, E, last four character. That method is not there, right? But in my requirement, I know that I want that all whenever I pass a string, it should give me last four characters. So I just want that it should be on top of a string actually. I don't need to write each a utility function all the time. Instead, like now how you are doing, right? String dot split, it is just splitting into putting into array, right? To
yeah,
string, it is a number, it is putting into a string, right? So
yeah.
you are not creating a utility function for that. It's already there for you. So similarly, you just for my requirement, my project requirement, I want that let's say ABCDE is there is a string. I'll put ABCDE as a string dot get me last four character as a method. So it should give me last four. If the length is less than four, then it should give me that you don't have sufficient character.
Okay, okay,
Can you write that, please?
okay. I will try.
Okay, let's say you did it. Okay, now you tell me on top of that how you'll add it. Let's say forget about it because we are lack of time. For example, you did it correctly, what you are writing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you tell me you have a last four function you have already written and which is you have written correctly. For example, I'm assuming that you have written correctly. Okay.
Mm.
Now how it will work on top of a string? Let's say I gave you a string called what is your name? Misal, for example. I gave you a string strs. Let's say let s equal to misal.
Mm.
Okay. Now I want uh, s dot last four. It should give me the last four character. So how it works?
Something like this way, string dot prototype, and and we can give this last for something, and um, like, and whatever the logic is there, I can return here. Sorry. So it will add this method on the string, and obviously we have to return a value.
Okay. Do you know what is shallow copy and deep copy?
Yes.
What is that?
So hello copy basically, it does, I mean it only does one level of copy, but and if you try to do a copy like nested object, so it won't able to perform like shallow copy. So shallow copy, uh, I can explain with example. And deep copy means every level of property will get copy into a other level. But in case of hello copy, it will copy only one level of object.
Okay, as you can understand that you are not making it very clear. I'll be happy if you can just give me a example so that I can understand that you know better.
Yeah, yeah. So suppose we have this. Suppose we have a object. Say that we have something name. Say test something, and we have a detail one object. And let's say we have a age here, 80. Right? What is happening here? Let's suppose we have a v value, and we have just copied, and and if we try to like do some changes like to age, okay. So what will happen if you try to console log a? So this value will also get affected here. Like this value also get changed here 20. Okay, by doing this way. So this is happened with hello copy. Uh, that is we don't want if you are creating a copy. So are you getting the point?
I got the first one. Uh, if you console log B, what will happen?
So console log B means will have the same. I mean it will having this the same thing like with a 20 value, but it also affected the A as
So
well.
you say that A and B will have now updated value.
Yeah, 20 value.
Can you run it, please?
Uh, y-
You can run in the Chrome or somewhere.
yeah. So you can see that the A property is 20
Hmm.
and B is also 20.
Okay, what about deep copy now?
Yeah, so with deep copy, what we can do, like uh, instead of like copying this way, we try to do like JSON or parse, and I mean this way it make a deep copy. So whenever we make a copy, so and if you try to change here, then it won't affect this one actually. So sorry. So now I try this one. So now you can see that this is completely disconnected now. The A object is completely disconnected after making the copy into B. So, and this is will have the latest value. You can see that.
Okay. Do you know what is a closure?
Yes, closure is a combination of functions and a lexical environment in which the function is declared. So basically, there will be two functions like outer and inner function. So the inner variable will have the ability to access a variable or a function defined inside the outer function. It has also ability to access a variable defined in global as well.
I have given you a function actually in chat window. Can you just tell me the output without running it? The set state function
Yeah.
is a synchronous or asynchronous one?
State is basically it is asynchronous.
Forget about that. You used use effect.
Yes.
Why you use it?
So use effect is used for making the API call or handling the asynchronous stuff in the component.
Only that? Was only asynchronous call? Anything else?
No, we can do a lot of purpose
Can you just explain
if
it?
if you want to get a previous value, some like if you want persist a value something, you can also use for that. Use effect.
You want to get the previous value. You are telling about that something? If I understood
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah.
How
Means
can you
yeah.
get the previous value?
Uh, means here we have to use effect along with use ref as well. So
Use get along with use ref to
yes,
get the previous value.
yeah.
Mhm. How can you do that? Can you just give me example? Let's say your name is Vishal, is updated as Vishal. Now you're updating as Ranjan.
No, no, I'll give you the example which I know, like which
Yeah.
I use. So let's suppose we have one function here, component, sorry. And so let's suppose I have a state value and previous value. So I'm using here use and we have one input. I'm using a sorry, this use effect run whenever like a value is getting changed. So basically, it will track the previous value actually. So previous value. And, I mean this, and we can basically check. So yes. Something like something like that we can create the previous value.
Okay, that is what you're trying to see, that this is a use of use ref. This is not a use of use effect actually. Use effect only your uh,
Yeah, I mean,
check.
yeah,
Yeah.
here using use effect, but for this purpose also use like use effect and other purpose also use. Let's suppose you implement a want to implement a we have some scrolling in our website and the user scroll the website. So we want to show a icon. On clicking the icon, it will move to the top of the website. So for that purpose, use effect also use. Uh, it's not just for making API call I'm saying, but yeah, there is a different purpose.
Just tell me that what are the different life cycle events it support actually, use effect. You know, different life cycle event are
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
So
So
what?
it is supporting like component did mount. Component did
Tell me
mount.
that
It's a
how you relate actually with your coding, means in the sense
yeah,
you written here, right? So
yeah.
component did not.
So
Don't need to write because we are lack of time. Just tell me that.
use effect. Sorry, use in use effect we make a API call or dispatch an action. So uh,
No, I'm talking about life cycle event. Component did mount you told, right?
yeah, component did mount, component did update, and component will unmount. These three life cycle. As of now, we can achieve with
Like
use effect.
you don't have that array you put it, right? Value array, right? You don't have that
Yeah.
array itself. So use effect when and all it is going to call.
So if we don't put this one, so use effect call only one time during the initial render. If you
Okay,
remove
let's say
it,
you don't have array itself. You don't have a second parameter. You forgot to put second parameter.
then use effect will execute on every render. Will run on every render.
What is a higher order component?
So higher order component basically a component which basically accept and component as an argument and return a new component with some minor modification. So that is what like higher order components.
For example, have you ever implemented that in your system?
Uh, didn't got any opportunity to implement, uh, but I will try. I'll give it a try.
Fine. What is forward ref?
No, I haven't used this one actually.
What is code splitting?
So code is splitting sending a multiple chunk file into a browser instead of sending a big JavaScript file during the initial render. So code splitting done with the help of lazy we use from React to implement the code splitting.
How can you
And
do that? What is the best way to do a code splitting?
code splitting, like suppose whenever like in our main app, app components whenever we import any component. So this way basically we first import the component dynamically using React LG. So this will basically import the file that is required, and we have to use a suspense as well along with this. So a suspense we'll have to use, and
So how good you are in Redux?
yeah, good.
Which middleware you use?
Uh, I have used like both uh, Hunk and Haga, but nowadays I'm also using this Redux toolkit as well, which is like slightly better than other two.
Okay. So you Redux you are using this hooks or a normal traditional way of connect and all.
No, no, with hooks only actually. So connect it not using we are using hooks like use selector and use dispatch. Uh, uh, Earlier we used to that connector where we write map state to proc, but from 2 years using this hooks only.
Okay. So do you know what is display block and display inline block?
Display block means it will take the whole line, like complete line, complete uh, means you can say the complete line. It will take the space, even if the even if the sentence is small, so it will take up the whole space of one line. And for inline, it will take only that much space for that line. I mean, it won't occupy the whole line space.
Okay. So let's say you have three buttons. Okay. You want
Yeah.
to place them one on the left, one on the exactly on the center. Let's say I have a 500 width. Okay. Width is there 500. My screen is 500 size. So first button I want to put on the left, one on the right, and one on the exactly center. So what's the best way to put up that style for them?
So here we can use display flex and flex direction row we can give.
Mm-hmm. That will make it in a row, three button, just fine. Now three buttons are adjacent to each other. Okay, this will be my last question. I have a meeting actually I have to run. Um, uh, you have a div, okay? You know div, right? So
Div, yeah,
div,
yeah.
div, span, and all those things. Let's say you have a div, okay? Div tag is there. Inside that you have written now, let's say input value. You have put up a drop down. You put up for example, a radio button. You have three, four controls are there inside that div. Okay. So I just want, if I select TCS as a company, so that whatever the controls are there inside div, I cannot interact with them, or it will be disabled. All the controls will be disabled only for TCS. Right? I have different company name, so TCS has not paid money to our company, so we are not going to give them a service. Okay. So whenever I'll find a company name equal to TCS, I'll just disable all those controls. But for other than that, it will be enabled.
So TCL
Okay.
is present in somewhere
Let's say in a dropdown, you are fine directly getting in a state variable called company name, and as soon as you select, you are getting that name, company name. You are getting it. So that is handy with you. I'm not bothered about how to get the data up to that. You are getting a data to your designer page where you are writing, right? Render page. You have a data. Let's say you are putting you state name, company name, set company name, and on drop down change you are setting the company name. Now you have a company name. Okay. So just I want to write only that piece of code in the div, that how to disable all of them if company name is coming as TCS. That's it. Why I'm interested on. You are getting a data correctly. No need to bother about that. Yeah, it's React, right? React, you have a written statement, you have a written line number 46,
yeah.
right? You think that you are getting you have put a value, set value already, right? You think that your value is nothing but a company. Whenever value is TCS, I cannot interact that input. Input value equal to something, right? You have put up now, I can just now interact, right? With this code, I can interact, right? I can type some value in there. But if that value equal to TCS, I cannot do it. How to stop mouse interaction with any of the control?
How to stop
Stop the
mouse?
mouse interaction with any of the control. Let's say you are now your previous value equal to previous value, it will come very properly, right? If you run this control, it will come right very properly. It's a black default is black. It will come in black later, right? Previous value equal to Ranjan, for example. Okay. Now I just want to make it on a disable. You know that if anything is disabled, it shows in a very like blurry
Yeah,
manner, right?
yeah,
I want to show that previous value in that manner. It's a very blurry manner. Default will come as a blurry manner. How can I do that?
okay,
Blurry. It will look blurry actually. It won't be that dark. But if I want to make it disable, it will be on a very you can hardly guess what is written. Not a very proper manner. So I just want to do that. Some other text. How can I do that? It's possible, right? Thank you. Thank you
thank
for your
you,
time, man. I'll
thank you.
share the feedback. HR will get back to you. Thanks
Okay.
for that.